Hey, let me ask you something most people don't stop long enough to ask. When did you last feel like you were actually being yourself? Not performing, not pleasing, not optimizing, just aligned. Because here's the thing, we talk about being true to ourselves like it's a checkbox. But truth without orientation, that's just noise. What you really need is a core compass. Not the trendy values you list on a resume, not the things you say matter, but the deep, grounded internal coordinates that tell you when you wandered off course. Most people don't lose their compass all at once. It erodes slowly. When you say yes out of guilt, when you betray your rest to keep proving your worth, when you tell yourself it's not that bad, even though your stomach tightens every morning, every one of those moments, that's a degree off center. And the farther you drift, the less you recognize yourself, until you look around and realize you're living a life that technically works, but doesn't feel like home. Here's something I wish more people said out loud. A lot of what looks like burnout, confusion, or even depression is just value disorientation. Not knowing what you stand on, or worse, standing on someone else's priorities and calling it yours. Sometimes we confuse survival strategies for identity. We overfunction for love, we hustle for safety, we absorb expectations and call it ambition. But at some point, usually after a quiet breakdown you tell no one about, you realize, I don't know what I believe anymore. I've been navigating with a borrowed compass, and it's taking me somewhere that I don't want to be. But here's the beautiful part. You don't have to burn it all down. You just have to recalibrate. And that begins with you paying attention to what hurts. Yep, your pain is data. The things that make you angry might be revealing your very boundaries. The stuff that drains you might be pointing to a value you've been betraying. And the ache you feel when you lie to keep the peace, that's your compass trying to reroute you back to truth. Realignment starts when you stop gaslighting your own signals. If you want to reconnect with your core compass, don't start with a values list from Google. Start with your body. Start with your reactions. Start with what feels like home and what feels like performance. Ask yourself, where do I abandon myself most? What trade-offs am I making every single day that leave me empty? Who am I trying to impress that doesn't even know me? Your compass is in there. It's never truly gone, but you have to give it airtime again. You have to create stillness long enough to feel what's true. So if you're feeling lost, that just means your real self is trying to be found. Your core compass isn't flashy. It won't win you algorithm points, but it will give you your life back. And that's worth more than any approval, any promotion, any performance plan. So tell me in the comments, what's one value your actions are finally ready to honor again? Let's find your way back together. If this hit something real for you, don't just scroll on. Sit with it, save the video, share it with someone who's drifting. And if you're building a life that's finally aligned with your core compass, you're not alone. This is your reminder. You're allowed to turn up your alignment and turn down everything that no longer matches who you are. See you next Tuesday.